Hi, my friend. It's Pat Sloan here on August 1st. Yes. I think August is a month that is a neat month because it's a time to sort of slow down just a little bit. I think you enjoy those sort of it's not really the last days of summer. Most of us, our Septembers are just as lovely and warm and maybe too hot as, as August is. But it just has that mental feeling of being the last month of summer and you want to enjoy it. I find that people are in and out a lot. They have a lot of things going on. So I'm glad to have a little bit slower pace for this month. Well, I say it's slower. It doesn't always feel slower, but it doesn't look slower, but I, in my brain, think it's slower. First of all, did you enjoy seeing the video from the Lutheran World Relief and your donations to Ukraine? Just wonderful. I was so happy to be able to experience that. Thank you again, Carla, for sharing that organization, Lutheran World Relief, and then organizing for the tour. And I don't think I mentioned in the video, but I did put it in the blog post on Saturday that Kathy Mclaughlin, who is one of our ambassadors and lives in Maryland, so she's the ambassador that's closest to me, she met me at the warehouse. So that was so great. And she brought her Norman Nanette, named Chris and Christine, because they're in Christmas fabrics. Isn't that cute? And so we had a picture together. Isn't that lovely? It was so fun. We'd been, of course, writing, and we'd been on online group meetings, but had not been in person. So that was super, super fun. So I'm glad that you got to see it. If you missed it, you can still go back. Of course, it's there on my video channel. It is the Saturday video. All right, I have a bunch of fun stuff. One is Nature Walk. So we are working on getting those blocks put on now. So we're down to the final. There's really it's really not a lot of stuff to do for this quilt, which is what's so fun about a panel. And you get such high impact with the panel. The blue panels are back in stock too, so that's good. Link is below and at my website for that. Now these squares, just a reminder, there's the center square, there's an inner border and an outer border. So if you haven't gotten to these yet, there are, there's a lot of strips, but they just, it's just straight sewing like that. So it's super nice. Mine is ready now for the two outer borders rather. So there'll be the cream color like this background and then the green. So this is the green that I will be using on there. And then it's done. Then the Nature Walk will be finished. So we are done with that one. It's fun how they get wrapped up and finished. So another thing that's today, August 1st, if you look at one of the, like the events for the, special things for the day, there's like 400, I had to put that down. There's like 455 special events in August. So of course I cannot tell you and talk about all of them, but one of them for today is it's Girlfriend Day. So what I want you to do is share a quilt at our community that you've made for your girlfriend. Okay, so if you've made a quilt for your girlfriend, share that. Tell us a little bit about maybe why you made it or when you made it, something. So that is your share for today over at our community. And it's also Eat Homemade Pie Day. It's like, oh, do they need a day for that? Eat homemade pie every day you can, every chance you can. Oh my goodness, pie crust is the best. That's the best thing. All right, let's talk about Midnight Moon. Because Midnight Moon I didn't do anything this past few days. So I still have the stack, and I wanted to explain what the next step is. And then another day here, I will put these all up on the wall to sort of see them in order, like the picture. Yeah, so exciting. But I didn't want to do that today because I have this behind me. So in the book, this is all from the Summer Moon book. But what the deal is, all the little blocks get extra special framing. So they have extra special things that I have to sew now. So I've got squares and square triangles and some little flying geese. And so that's all the tiny blocks need to have these frames. Then the middle size, and here's the middle, and the large blocks just have sort of regular framing, not extra special framing. So my goal is to have all this done by the end of August so that I have a top by the end of August, and then I can send it to be quilted. Okay, two things. I am going to redo the bat. So the bat's quite dark, and I knew that as soon as I made it. I made it just like April did with the fabrics that she used, and it's really cute like this, so maybe I'll put it on the label. I think that would be a great place to put it. So I'll make another one with a little bit lighter background. So I have to do that as well. And then doing these extra special sashings around all the blocks, I have everything that I used, all the lights that I used. I will probably stick to more of the dots and just use a few with the bigger dots. And that's one of the reasons I want to put it up on the wall, because I want to see where those bigger dots are used. And then do I just frame the ones that already have it with this? That's what I'm leaning towards. If they already use this in the block, that's what its frame will be. So I think that's the plan, pretty sure, unless I feel like I need it in a couple more places, like to balance it out. Because the other ones are all small scale. They don't really, this is got no dots. This is a scattered black and orange dots. This is a really patterned, it's like a dot, and the same, this is a gray. So those ones are the scale wise, but this one is big, and so it does sort of, you notice it. So I want to see how that's played out. Like here is one with that. So the frame around all of these, I'm thinking, will be that large dot so that it's consistent, and then I don't have to recreate the wheel and think about it. So I think it's going to work out like that. All right, on the calendar, I wanted to talk through just a little bit about the things for August, that's new, because there's really only kind of two new things on the calendar. So this is the calendar. If you didn't download it over the weekend, you can still do that. So you can still do it, and there's 2 pages. So the second page has all the projects listed. I did move, for those of you who are looking, there's a project we're going to do with the Virginia Quilt Museum, and that has been moved to next year. I didn't tell you about it at all yet, so you're not losing out. You're just going to get it next year. And on here is the red zinger now. And if you're online, you can click a lot of those links and get to the patterns. Of course, obviously not from your paper copy, but okay, so what do we have is the Christmas in July that the Fat Quarter Shop runs, the mystery Christmas in July. That will be coming most likely at the end of August. So I put it on the calendar, but the date's a little fluid there because they're waiting on fabric. So you can't start till the fabric comes in, but they're hoping for right at the end of August. And then my other thing I put on there was finally to use the Ladybird fabric and to do an Oh My Stars. So I have gotten this, and let me just open one of the charm packs here. Let's just open it together, and I'll show you the fabric. Now there are charm packs still, there are layer cakes, so if you wanted to do this with me, you can, if you like this fabric. There's 3 different fabrics still at the Fat Quarter Shop for Ladybird, not these, because I bought these a while ago, but 3 other ones. So let's just pull these out. So I am going to do the orange for the stars. So what that means is any of the orange squares, like this is also one of the squares, I can't use this as we're around the star, or you'll lose all the star points. I can't use these other oranges around this orange for the star point, because I will lose the point. And possibly even that peach might be just a little, that one's fine I think, but we probably won't use it either. So probably around the star when I'm laying them out, none of these will be there. So it's got these great florals. And I like the scattery. I like the balance of them. There's just such a nice balance in this line. And I've just wanted to sew with it. Oops, you got some duplicates. And it goes down to yellows. The yellows is really what gets me. I just love this shade of yellow. And look at that. So I was able to get that one when I started in a big piece. And then there's peach. So peach. And look at this, little birds. Birds are everywhere. Well, it's a ladybird. It's called ladybird, so there really should be birds in it, right? More peach, peach, peach. And then here's this darker peach, which is close to this. So I won't put the star for Oh My Stars around any of the peach ones. Let's just put these over here. Then there's aqua. Isn't that gorgeous? Soft, soft aqua. So pretty. And then here's sort of a white background with blue line work. See how that's different? Peach birds and a bit more aqua birds with white. I love these two-tone. You know, basically that's teal and white. So this is a little bit darker. There's the teal. Okay, and blue. So then there's a few pieces of blue in this line. Oh, so pretty. So pretty. Now that would have been a good start point too, I think. But I wanted to go sort of summery. I felt like the orange was very summery. Oh, and there's a blue. All right, so that's all the squares, which means what I'm going to do is on Wednesdays, because our block Wednesday ends this week. That's our last block. And so then the following week will be we'll do like, be sure you get it sewn up, and then I will start the Oh My Stars and start putting the squares up there. And so on Wednesday, share the progress. I might share it other days too, but I'll lay them all out, then I'll sew it in quadrants, units, and then the border area. So just like I did, I think it was last year. It was last year in the fall when I used a Christmas one and did that. So if you've never made an Oh My Stars, or if you have some charm packs, or you have scraps you want to cut, you have stash you want to cut up and sew along with me in August, it's super easy quilt. Just one of those mindless things to make something fun. At least that's the way I think about it. Okay, what else do I have on here? Let's do a mail call. I have a few little things that came in. Also, I see my hair is a little bit curly today. I curled a little bit because I went out, walked over to the store, and just before I got there, it started to drizzle. And of course, I got the stuff, walked back through the drizzle, and my hair was a hot mess. So I just did a little curling on it rather than trying to do the normal. Okay. First off, Lylene in North Carolina, who is our ambassador, she sent me her extra plaids, or her plaids, so that I could do the shark. I can do the shark like the pattern. So now I have mine plaids and her plaids. So thank you, mwah. And let me show you my shark in progress. Now hopefully next video he will be done on Tuesday's video, but here he is today, and I've sort of mocked him up a little bit. So I've folded over the other fin and his nose area, and there's the teeth under there, the tail fin. So isn't that cool? Let me show you the teeth section because it's so fun. Here it is. Here's his teeth. Isn't that funny? I think that it just cracks me up. So that will be, that's here on the table getting sewn. That's what I'm working on. So because otherwise it's going to get the social shark. So now I can look at making, so it's really a big cutting thing doing one of these. Maybe I think a lot of Elizabeth's patterns are like that. There's a lot of cutting, and then the sewing you just sort of sew along after it's all cut. But I might end up doing like one shark at a time like this because that's sort of doable. I don't have to have stuff stacked. The other mail call that I got in is from Carla in Colorado. So here's the card that she sends. Let's see. Do you ever feel you own entirely too much fabric? Inside this says, me neither. So cute. So she sent me some squares, some 2.5-inch squares for the teal blocks, and here's one of the blocks I've made with mostly your teal. Like one or two, I think one maybe was mine, but this is all from some of the teal that you've been sending. And Carla sent me this, made in Colorado, and I'm like, oh, homemade caramels with nuts. So I felt the bag, and I was like, originally I was reading caramel corn. I don't know why. And I'm like, it didn't feel like caramel corn. So I put my hand in here. Look at these. Look at those. These, I have to open one. These are amazing. Amazing. Here's what they look like, and you can see they have this beautiful flavor. Ah, so good. Now it does say if you don't eat them within a week, to refrigerate or freeze them. So have any of you frozen these homemade caramels? How do they work out? These are very soft, so they're not sticking your teeth at all. They are delish. Thank you, Carla. Mwah. Another thing that I want to do here in August is pull out from all of my, the rolling cart. Where is the rolling cart? Pull out from the rolling cart all of the stuff. So like this cart has 2 shelves at the bottom full of stuff. I have some stuff on the back table, and then some stuff on the other rolling cart, at least one of the shelves to go through. And I think I'm going to do is just get them out on the table and just talk through them, how I would go sort through them. Then I had to go through the blue containers, my project containers, because some of those have finished, like the little bluebird is finished, and I still have some stuff in the container. The strawberry we're doing this month, so I'm still using that one. Nature Walk, there's still some stuff in the container, so I got to get that out. And look at that process. And there's one called like miscellaneous. What is in there? What is in there? I could use it for a project instead. Okay, my friend. Did I tell you where this top was from? This is from Chico's. A lot of you have asked me where the top's from. I can't remember if I told you. If I told you, I'm telling you again. I got them online through their outlet. So good, some sale they had, so I picked up a couple of tops. Okay. All right, my friend, it is August 1st. It is the dog days of summer, and I hope that you will share a quilt you made for a girlfriend today. That would be super nice, super fun. And if you are doing Nature Walk, get these blocks finished this week. If you don't have them finished, this is your week to finish. So I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here in the Sloan Zone. I will see you online.